Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's amazing call in honor of World Breastfeeding Month. We are so excited to have you all join us. My name is Katrina Goodwin. I am an affiliate with the Juice Plus company, and I am honored to partner with these two other amazing ladies, Sarah and Ashley, who will be sharing tonight with me. So my journey on Juice Plus started 17 years ago. We're fixing to go on 18 years. I was first introduced by my high school coach, and I never have stopped taking it. I was very blessed to be able to use these with all three of my babies. I think that's one of the most amazing parts about Juice Plus is one, it's whole food, and two, it's safe for everyone in the family. And what I mean about whole food, guys, is it has a nutritional label and not a supplement label. A supplement is a product that's made in a lab, it's isolated chemicals, and it has a warning label, and it's not safe for everyone. You have to ask your doctor if you can take it. Where Juice Plus has a nutritional label, which means whole food, the same as a bag of broccoli. And so the reason I am sharing that with y'all is I was able to use this as my prenatal. Juice Plus has folate in it, and that's what we need as pregnant mamas and nursing mamas. It does not have folic. Folic is the synthetic, the man-made product. We have the fruits and vegetables that gives us the folate from the lemon pill. So the whole reason y'all are joining us tonight is to learn how we boosted our milk supply. So I have been told, because with my third, he is 3 months old, I've already produced 2,000 ounces of milk and donated some. And many have been saying, well, it's because it's your third child. And maybe that's true. Maybe that is why I could go work for Gandy's Milk Supply and put on my resume that I am officially a milk supplier. But I honestly don't think that's why. I really truly believe it's whole food. With my first, she is 6 years old. By the time she was 1 month old, I had already produced 1,000 ounces of milk. Now she's my first, remember that, not my third. And I was already producing like a crazy milk lady. So what I did, and the other two will share what they did with y'all. So what I did is I take the quad, I take the fruit, the veggie, berry, and the omega. And I doubled all of them. Plus I do 2 shakes a day. Some key facts that I did is I have an amazing pediatrician and I owe everything to her. Is one thing she told me, if you really want to be successful in producing milk and nursing for a year like your goal, then you make sure you don't diet. You've got to eat enough calories, guys. She told me anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 a day, which is quite a bit. And the other thing is we all crave the Oreos, we crave the blueberry muffins, we crave the junk, but you've got to eat whole food in there too. Because for your body to work properly, we need that nutrition. And so the other thing she said is, what kind of protein are you getting? How are you going to boost up your body with protein? So I added in the shakes. Our shakes have a nutritional label just like our supplements do, meaning it's whole food. So we have your Juice Plus, your fruit, veggie, berries, and omegas with a nutritional label, and I have my shakes. And with the 5 of them, I would take them every day. And on the shakes, I would make, you call them boob bombs, whatever y'all want to call them. I would eat those. I'd snack on those during the day. I'd make 2 shakes, and I would load those shakes with fruits, vegetables, anything I can think of, and I drink them. During my pregnancies, I was never sick. If I was tired, I can't really remember. Of course, there were some days I was tired, but I can't remember being tired like my other friends were. I'm naturally full of energy. And honestly, pregnancy was very easy for me. Now, as far as my second, I was able to, one of my friends, she couldn't produce milk after 6 months. I was able to donate her 6 months worth of breast milk for her and still feed my son till he was 14 months old. And then we're back to my third and I'm still producing like crazy. So am I overproducer? I don't know. What I can tell you is I truly believe that whole food plays a key part in all this. And without Juice Plus, I do not think I would be as effective as I am as feeding my children. The other thing is my kids are hardly ever sick. It gives me peace of mind. I have picky eaters. And so that every day, even my 3-month-old are getting those 30 fruits and vegetables into their body. So with that being said, we'll let our next speaker go.
Is that me?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to find the button. Okay. Hi, my name's Ashley Ramsey. I was first introduced to Juice Plus in the summer of 2019. I attended a Tower Garden event because I was looking to get Tower Gardens in my classroom as a teacher. Little did I know that I was going to wind up pregnant with my second just about 5 months later, where I was really thinking and contemplating, should I add this into my daily routine? I was still on the fence because it was something new, something that my friend was just sharing online. I didn't know a whole lot about it. But I definitely knew that I wanted a better pregnancy experience my second time around. With my first, I gained like 60 pounds. I was just going into all of the pregnancy cravings, the ice cream every night, the stops at Sonic for buffalo wings and cheese tots. And I just put on a lot of weight that I was not looking forward to. And then that also led me to having preterm labor twice with her. Now I have to deliver at 37 weeks because of other medical reasons, but she was only 5 pounds when she was born. I was not successful in breastfeeding with her. I pumped for about 8 weeks and I was a just enougher. My mental sanity to be a just enougher was not enough for me to continue with it. So we went to formula. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, you know, a fed baby is a happy baby. So really with my second, I wanted a better experience. And I'll tell you, I started Juice Plus about 10 to 12 weeks pregnant with him. And I was also looking to get my daughter on the products too, because she was 10 months old at the time, and antibiotic every month, ear infections, hand, foot, and mouth, you name it, she got it. And by the time she was 9 months old, that her first Christmas, I was like, there's got to be another way. And so that's when I also found I was pregnant. Talked about it for him, hauled around for a few weeks, finally ordered the products. And I originally started with just the fruits and veggies. And about a week into taking them, I was like, oh my God, I didn't think I was going to have this much energy being in my first trimester. And then also racing around with a 1-year-old. And I very quickly added the berries and omegas to our order because I was like, just in 1 week, I had so much energy. I knew it was doing something for me. So I used it as my prenatal with my son. Around 20 weeks, I found out that he had some medical issues with some heart conditions. They were saying that his kidneys were not functioning properly, that he had a cyst on his brain. And so I knew that the research with Juice Plus showed that there was evidence that it was working somehow at the cellular level. I knew that it was good. So I contacted my sponsor and I said, what do I need to know about the shakes? Give me everything I need so this baby has the best success when he arrives. And I loaded up on the shakes twice a day while I was still pregnant, still doubling up on the quad as well. And during this time, my daughter's also not sick since she had started the products. So I was very amazed with that. I did not have any inflammation, any preterm labor with my son. I went to the river the week before he was born and people were like, you're delivering next week? Like, what are you doing? And then once he was born, we had the doctors and neonatologists triple check. Like they came in and they were like, he's healthy, he's fine. He has no indicators of his kidneys not functioning. The cyst on his brain is completely gone. He was born with 2 holes, but that's pretty common for babies to be born with holes in their hearts. All the other things that they were saying were wrong with his heart was completely fine. And I was blown away. Now, I'm not saying that Juice Plus cured him, but it definitely gave me the peace of mind that I was giving the absolute best for him. And I think because I flooded my body with all of those good nutrients, I was able to successfully produce milk. And like Katrina said, a Jersey cow in the making. I did not think I was going to be successful, but I incorporated those shakes twice a day. I was not depriving my body. I was just whatever I wanted to eat, I was eating because I knew I needed the calories to produce the milk and feed him. And, I wasn't just wanting to get back to my pre-baby weight. And I was able to, he was born in August. I went back to work in November. From November to April, I was able to help feed 6 other babies and donate about 6,000 ounces to those babies. One of them was my really good friend whose son was born that December, and he had some gut and GI issues. And with my milk, he was able to kind of overcome those issues. So from going to a baby that I was not able to produce milk with, I was a barely enougher, to feeding mine plus 6 other babies. I think nutrition and the Juice Plus products may have had something to do with it for my journey. I know everybody's journey is different, but my kids are now 4 and just turned 3 years old. Their health story has transformed from my daughter's first year of life. Each of them have only had 1 sick visit since starting Juice Plus. So I am 100% going to stick with these products for the rest of our life, because I know that it has changed our health story. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sarah.
Awesome. Katrina, Ashley, I love hearing y'all's stories. So I get to share mine now. So I got pregnant right before I turned 30. And before pregnancy, I struggled just for several reasons, was on quite a few medications. And so while becoming a mom and getting pregnant was always what I had looked forward to, I also had lots of fears around that, mainly just postpartum depression and just struggling. So I got pregnant, and it was about 4 months into my pregnancy when I was introduced to Juice Plus. I had been taking a Walmart needle, and then I just got to a point where they were just gross. I was just tired of eating them. And so I talked to my pediatrician. I just asked her to please prescribe me one. Like, I'm done chewing those gummies. And she did. And then about 4 months into my pregnancy, I got Juice Plus. I talked to my pediatrician. She approved them to be my prenatal. And so that's where my story started, with nutrition and putting it into my body and not really understanding what it was doing for me. I had a wonderful pregnancy. I worked out the entire time. And I remember towards the end of my pregnancy, people would ask me like, hey, are you going to breastfeed? And, that was a worry of mine. But then again, it wasn't. Like, I just thought, I don't know. I mean, I would love to, but, I guess we'll see. And so I'll never forget, we didn't find out what Hadley was going to be. We didn't know if she was going to be a boy or a girl. And they handed her to me, and she just latched right on. I mean, it wasn't hot. I mean, she just did. And so that's where my breastfeeding journey started. And then I get home and we're still breastfeeding. And I remember like, okay, well, I guess I need to start pumping, right? So I can get some stuff in the freezer. And I started pumping, and there would be like one little drop in the bottle. I'd be like, okay, what do I do? And then a few days later, there'd be just a little bit more in the bottle. And I remember I got like this much in the bottle, and I ran outside to my husband. I was like, look at all this milk in this bottle. I mean, it was just pumped. Well, things just, smoothly went on. I was, getting it in the fridge. Well, I'm an educator. And so school started, and I was nervous that I didn't have enough milk. And so I started I think having some stress, because once she got to about 6 months old, my milk supply just kind of started dropping. And so I reached out to my nutritionist and she said, double up on your Juice Plus and then add in some, egg yolks. I started eating a few eggs a day, some grass-fed butter, and then some fish like salmon. And so again, just learning that importance of nutrition. And so I was a car pumper. I worked out of town. And so when I would drive to work, I would pump in the mornings. And I will never forget, about a week into doubling up my Juice Plus and adding in those healthy fats, I didn't have the little bottles anymore. I had the big bottles and I was filling them up before I got to work. So I more than doubled my supply within a week to 2 weeks of just doubling up that nutrition. And so that was at 6 months. And the last day that we breastfed was a year ago, June 29th. My daughter was a little over 2 years and 7 months old when she stopped breastfeeding. So nutrition has just been an amazing journey of our breastfeeding story. And now we're 5 years into taking Juice Plus. I plan on having more babies sooner than later, home birthing these babies. And I'm excited to see what Juice Plus has done for Hadley and how it's going to be different for our future kids now that it's been in my body for so many years, will be the whole pregnancy, and just the knowledge that I have around the nutrition and how that plays into our breastfeeding. So anyway, I hope that was helpful for somebody. It truly is an amazing journey, and I look forward to doing it again with my future kiddos.
Thank you all for sharing. Those are amazing stories. My name's Amanda Dunlap. I'm an affiliate with Juice Plus as well. I've been on the products for a little over 3 years, and I can't tell you how much I wish that I would have found this when I had my babies. I have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And just hearing other people's stories. I'm also a teacher, and so breastfeeding for me was very difficult, especially when you go back to school and trying to find time to pump and those kind of things. And we were lucky with our last one. He was born in April, so my maternity leave went into summer break. So he was able to breastfeed for almost 6 months, but our first 3 were only able to breastfeed for about 3 months because it was just so stressful trying to balance teaching and pumping when you could. And I knew my nutrition was not where it needed to be. They're all healthy boys, so that was not an issue. It was just my supply was not where it needed to be. And I just wish that I would have known about it sooner. But I'm so happy that we've discovered it now. And I've got all of my boys are on Juice Plus, and the 6 days have definitely lowered. And it's just been a great addition. We have 2 that are ADHD, and it's been helpful in that manner. But that's a different call for a different time. And it's just been an amazing addition to our families. But some other things that you can do if you're breastfeeding and you're struggling or you need help. You've heard some great stories that nutrition is important. So definitely cleaning up your nutrition. But other things that could definitely help is reaching out to a lactation consultant. They're trained to help you. They're trained to help kind of ease some of those worries, to ease some of that stress, to help you find your groove, because that's definitely what it is. It's baby's groove and mom's groove, right? And figuring out that latching and things like that. So there's lots of places that you can find a lactation specialist. Your hospital postpartum unit or even your pediatrician can probably recommend some great ones. But the internet is an amazing thing and can also help connect you with some really good lactation specialists just to kind of help you find that niche. Some other, and these are suggestions from and Katrina, help me here. Is she a pediatrician or is she a lactation specialist as well?
So her name's Linda Hill. She is a lactation consultant. If any of y'all have questions, I can give y'all her card. She can help y'all. She's amazing. And so she just as she helps everyone and fully believes in Juice Plus because we all need nutrition, like all three of us have shared. And so she works with my pediatrician's office.
Yeah, and so these are things that she has suggested, which is great because she definitely knows what she's talking about. And so other things that she said is, balancing your hormones and the correct stimulation is important. Nothing, there's just different things that you have to think about when you're breastfeeding if you want it to be successful. And making sure that you're eating enough calories is one of those main important things. And Katrina brought that up, that you need to consume like 2,500 calories a day, because you're not only producing or using those calories for yourself, but you're using those calories to help fuel your baby as well. So making sure that you're eating enough. Don't stress about losing that baby weight. It's one of those things. It falls off of a lot of people during breastfeeding just because we don't consume enough calories, but definitely don't diet and restrict yourself. You want to increase those fruits and veggies, add in the good stuff into your diet, and you'll be surprised of what a change that can make. Now, we've all heard that there's like certain herbs, right, that we can take that really help to increase that milk supply, but there's definitely some that we need to avoid when we're breastfeeding. And two of those are peppermint and sage. Both of those can decrease your supply. So you want to think about like your Altoids or your gum or turkey gravy. Is this things that you're consuming in a roundabout way that you're not really thinking about, because peppermint and sage can lower your milk supply. You want to avoid products that have different herbs or are using herbs as medicine, because they can all have different side effects. Herbs are not federally regulated, and so the safety of them is always questionable. We used to think that giving chamomile to babies was a good idea to help lower fussiness, but we've recently discovered that it can actually increase the risk for SIDS. We also know that many herb supplements can suppress our appetites, and we don't want to suppress our baby's appetites during that time frame. We want to stimulate them. We want to make sure that they're getting what they need. Fenugreek has been a main herb used to increase milk supply for centuries, but in recent years, we've actually found that it may actually decrease the supply. And so we want to be careful with those. Linda says her go-to is Liquid Gold by Legendary Milk, and that coconut water can also be beneficial. Body Armor drinks, some of them have coconut water in them. And so that's something that you could add as well. And then just revisiting the calories, making sure you're not overly exercising. Those are things that we want to keep in mind too when we're working on breastfeeding our babies. Now, I'm going to just pause for a little bit, give us a few minutes. Is there any questions that you guys have for Katrina, Ashley, or Sarah? I don't see any in the chat, but if you want to unmute and ask, we've got a few minutes left.
Hey, yeah, I had a question. So, I was talking to a lady about Juice Plus, and she had told me that she wasn't interested because it had folic acid, and I think she was just going off of a Google search, and I know you can't listen to everything that you find on Google. So I was curious if you might know of somewhere I could look to find the proof on that, so that I may be able to reach back out to her and tell her it's not folic acid, it's folate.
So if you want to go to our page, Life with the Plus, and search under folate versus folic, we have a whole thing on it, and you can send her that information. But you can also show her from the bottles, the red and the green, and turn them over and point to the label. It says folate in there, and it tells you how many milligrams is in it. But it's coming from the natural lemon pill itself. And
Okay.
anytime you're talking to someone, and anybody listening out there, you have to understand the difference between synthetic and whole food. We are whole food. So anything in Juice Plus is like broccoli, kale, apples, spinach. It's whole food. It's not made in a lab. It's literally from the farm. So that folic, that synthetic, is going to be from the lab that someone made. And so you can show her that. And so great question though.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Are there any others? I don't see any on Facebook either. Do you, Feather?
Randy, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Muted myself.
It was, you had it and then it went back off. There.
All right, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to say something. I feel like I'm the grandmother of this call. Okay. To the second speaker. That was
Ashley.
you.
Yes.
Okay. No, maybe the second, third, anyway, any of you girls. I had my child when I was almost 37. Okay. I got pregnant at 35. I'll be 60. I took no prenatals. I went straight to Juice Plus and nothing else. I have done massages on Dr. Odom. I've been following Dr. Odom since way back 20 years ago. Okay. And even in our regular research, if you're wondering, it's not you, Ashley. It was someone else who said,
Sarah.
Sarah said
It might have been me.
After 5 years of having it in her body, the cumulative effect of having Juice Plus in your body is so powerful. Not everybody, I do want to say, not everyone, myself included, my daughter was not one of those stories of no, only wellness visits. She had asthma, she had allergies, she had whatever she had, ear infections, ENT problems. But without the Juice Plus, I don't know how sick she would have been. You know what I'm saying? I know that the Juice Plus, I gave her through her taking Juice Plus since she's a baby and growing up. She's 22 now and teaching 4th grade. And she really did not get her success story really is that her first year of teaching, I don't think she missed any days for being sick. And this, yeah, I mean, you know, as the more you have it in your body, and through COVID, if you look at the people that got sick versus people who didn't, think of what was in their body and think of how much good we're doing for our body by taking this. So all you young girls need to stick with what you're doing, keep telling your testimonials and your good stories, but know that when someone does have ADHD or cancer or whatever it is, a health issue, by taking Juice Plus, you're giving your body the best chance to heal itself. And that's it. I loved being on this call.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Yeah, that's definitely great advice and definitely something to think about. If we don't have any more questions, I just want to thank Katrina and Ashley and Sarah again for sharing their stories. It's amazing. I always am baffled when Katrina posts the pictures of all the supply that she's got built up or whatever she produced that day or the last couple days, and it's just amazing. And thank you guys for sharing. I'm so excited to celebrate Breastfeeding Awareness Month with you guys, and we'll be back again next week. I don't remember what the call is. Feather keeps me lined out on the topics, and she's my go-to.
We don't have one next week. We're gonna be we have leadership.
Oh, that's right.
Retreat
That's right. We have a leadership retreat the next week.
Yeah, and it's going to be back to school tips, tricks, hacks,
Yes,
all the fun stuff with that.
Yep, perfect. So we're excited to bring these educational events to you. So please share, please invite. We just thank you guys so much, and Have a great evening.
Thank y'all.